Okay, so the meeting is now, we've now started the recording. Obviously, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. Just a couple of announcements before we begin tonight. The first one is that I've recently taken over this role and I did not get the interpretation in time. And so I do apologize to any of our Arabic, Spanish, and Mandarin speakers. I will try my best to speak slower than usual. And I've set everything up so that it won't happen again. During the calendar meeting, hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, sorry, it's
That's
taken
okay.
a long time, connections.
That's okay, nice to see you. During the calendar meeting, we will have a public speaking session. The form for that to sign up for public speaking is available on the website, and I am also going to post it in the chat right now. Copy link. There's the link if you'd like to sign up for the public speaking portion of the meeting at 7. And okay. So the agenda for the business meeting tonight is very straightforward. We're just going to approve the minutes from July. And then we have the folks from the Office of District Planning here, Perry Stein and Jamie Dollinger, for a sort of an informal discussion before our more formal discussion in the fall. And let me just get right to the business of approving the minutes from July. I will pull those up on the screen and share my screen. So you now should be able to see the minutes. It was the annual meeting from July. We're just going to approve those minutes now. I'll expand those a little bit here. So if everyone could just look these over as I scroll through them, and if there are any changes, please speak up. And that's it for the annual meeting minutes. Are there any changes to the minutes from the July annual meeting? Okay, hearing none, the minutes are approved. Okay, Office of District Planning. Perry, do you want to take it from here?
Sure. Thanks so much, Steve. Really appreciate it. And thanks so much to everyone for having us tonight and for being here with us all in community. It's really great to see a lot of familiar names and faces on the screen. And wanted to kind of just set the stage for what to expect for tonight's presentation. So I'm going to share my screen really quick and share a quick PowerPoint presentation just to show an agenda. So you should all see a PowerPoint right now. And just wanted to show the agenda really quick before we get started. So as you mentioned, tonight we're here sort of set the groundwork so that we're able to have a more in-depth data conversation in the months to come. And we're going to start off with some introductions. We're really hoping to get to know the council tonight, get to know what you're all interested in from our and how we can collaborate best with you all. We're also interested in hearing from you with regards to what you see as the biggest needs in district planning and how we could potentially work together to realize those needs. So we're going to start with some introductions. Then we're going to go over this PowerPoint deck and go over an overview of our office's work and how it intersects with our work with CEC. And then we're going to go into listening to the council, give you all a chance to voice your needs and what you're interested in seeing from us. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can do a quick round of introductions. So if anyone's comfortable putting their video on, you're more than welcome to do so. We love to see faces. But if not, totally fine as well. So what I'd like to do right now is to go around.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Can I just one real quick? There was
is
there some feedback you're hearing when you speak?
Jamie actually messaged me saying that I'm having some audio issues as well. So I'm gonna try to disconnect and connect back to audio.
Okay.
So give me 1 second.
Excuse me, it's there is an echo or and it's lagging. When
Let me know if you can hear me clearly while Perry deals with that. I can keep us moving. Does my audio sound okay?
Crystal clear.
Great. My video is actually not working, but the audio is working, so I'll get started.
Okay.
Again, as mentioned, I think the beginning kind of round is for us to really learn a little bit more about what brought you to the council. I know I've met many of you before, but not totally sure kind of your path here, what brings you to District 20. If there's a lens you bring to the council, that's helpful to share. So I'll start and then throw it to somebody else and we can kind of keep it going around. So again, I'm Jamie Dollinger. I'm the Senior Director of Brooklyn Planning in the Office of District Planning. I've been with the Office of District Planning for about 7 years, and I've worked with District 20 throughout my time, amongst other, districts in the borough, Staten Island as well. So I bring a lens of thinking about some of the district needs to the work, particularly overcrowding and programmatic needs when it relates to District 20. Have done a lot of community engagement in the district, so I'm looking forward to that. And prior to my work at Central DOE, I was a classroom teacher. So I spent 5 years teaching elementary school, 3rd grade, and then 4th grade in Brooklyn and also the DC region. So I'm excited to kind of continue to partner with you all, thinking about my classroom time and then also my time in district planning as we continue the conversations. And I'll turn it to Steve to kick us off.
Sure. Thanks, Jamie. Before we do the council member backgrounds, Perry, did you want to just follow and give your background quick?
Sure. Is the audio better now?
So far, yes.
Okay, good to hear. So hi everyone. For those of you that haven't met me already, it's great to be back with you.
It's
it's bad again?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead, Stephen? I'm gonna call in on my phone.
Okay, let's try that. So yeah, my name's Steve Stowe. Obviously, all my council members know me, but for anyone in the attendees who don't, I joined CEC 20 about, I guess now it's been a year and a half. Served half a year on the old council and then 1 year on this council, and really got involved, looking at the, education and what was going on under the prior administration, and was motivated to get involved. Quite honestly, was concerned about some of the changes that were being made and wanted to sort of step up and, play a role. My background actually, I work in the private sector, but I've actually had a master's degree in public policy from Michigan. And so I've done a lot of work on policy analysis, data-driven analysis, econ and sort of cost benefit and econometrics and stats. And so I love this volunteer opportunity at this point in my life. I feel like it's a good mesh of sort of my academic interests and sort of personal interests. So, Elizabeth, do you want to go next?
Yes, I joined the CEC to be a voice of my community, especially the Asian people voice, because I feel like we were being ignored, and the pandemic kind of made us all reflect on being part of the community. So that's what my background of me joining a public arena for the first time. Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Marie?
Hi, I'm Marie Bergeras, the treasurer for CEC 20, and to second both Steve and Elizabeth, I think during the pandemic, a lot of changes were made, and they prompted me to get involved because I did want to have a closer look at what drives certain decisions that DOE makes, and also be able to to the extent that I can, be a voice also for the community of parents in District 20. It is my first public role as well, and I do welcome it. And it's been lovely serving on this council, and I think I've, learned a lot, both the positives and the drawbacks. But just in a nutshell, I serve on the council to kind of make sure that the education stays, educational, and that enrichment opportunities are there for the children, and that education doesn't suffer even during times of pandemic, etc. Thank you.
Li Ping, would you like to go next?
Hi, I'm Li Ping Jiang. I'm the CEC council member. I was being here for the community parents' voice, and I wanted to. Before, I don't know CEC. I never know. This is my first time to know the CEC, and also I want to know more education for the education part to help my kids. That's the point I be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Li Ping. Joyce?
Hello, this is Joyce. I'm the parent council member of CEC 22. Actually, for the reason why I'm joining the CEC, because I'm the parent of 3 kids, and I'm the member of PTA. I want to know, this member of PTA mostly got connection within the school, so I want to get more connect within the community, and we want to know more about the DOE, whatever Snail's plan about the kids. So we want to get deep in there. So we needed to, I want to give myself a shot to join the CEC, to know more better about the DOE. So I think more better, it will help us and our community's kids better. So that's why thank you, CEC, give me the chance for developing myself and help my kids and other kids too.
Thanks, Joyce. Gada?
Yes, hi, I'm Gada Amin. I'm CEC member. During pandemic, our community, as Arab community, they faced and struggled many issues while their kids were learning online. So I represent as a member in CEC to discuss the issues that our community that faced while pandemic, and and discuss the issues that they faced, and talk about their problem. That's
Okay. Thanks, Gada. Yona?
Hello, everyone. As the other people that spoke, I'm also a mother of 2 children in this district. My background is in math and chemistry, and I spent quite some years in tutoring. So I do believe that education is something that's very dear to me. So when the opportunity arose, I decided to become a CEC member. My main focus, as everybody else's, is to be able to create a bridge between the DOE and us, the parents. I think that there is a lot of bureaucracy, and that there are a lot of opportunities for parents to be active. So one of my goals is to raise awareness with the parents in my son's schools, as well as in the other schools that I'm appointed to. So this past 6 months have been a very positive experience in that sense, and I would like to continue to make that bridge even stronger. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Yona. And I see we just were joined by Maya Rosenblatt. Maya, can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hey, Maya.
I apologize. I had equipment failure. I'm in a
No
I'm in a
problem.
remote forest location.
It's
So
okay. It's
sorry,
okay.
sir.
Thank you for
Sorry.
dialing in.
I apologize.
That's okay. We have guests. The guests at our business meeting are from the Office of District Planning, and we were just all introducing ourselves. Just say a little bit about yourself, why you came to the CEC.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm a mother of seventh grader in District 20. He goes to the only GNT school in the district, which is Brooklyn School of Inquiry. And I just think that, and this is the largest district of the New York City, very diverse. And I was attracted to the idea of, the idea of, helping kids from different backgrounds to have fulfilling school experience and fight through to get what they're supposed to get. So that's moi.
Thanks, Maya. Perry, are you
Awesome.
back in on your phone?
Yes, are you able to hear me?
So far, yes. Say a few sentences.
Okay, cool. I'm hoping all is well. I'm on my phone now, so I'm hoping that this goes a bit better. I just wanted to say thank you all for the introductions. I really like to do that during these meetings because it's great to hear, what brings us all to the conversation and to the table, and see, all that we have in common. And we're all really here for the kids and for, making education better. I heard a lot of great things, and specifically something I heard repeated throughout a lot of what you all said was this idea of creating a bridge between parents and community members and the DOE. And, Jamie and I are really hopeful that tonight is the start of doing just that. And we hope that through tonight's presentation, it becomes very clear that, the different roles that our office plays at the DOE and the ways that we can be as transparent as possible with you all to collaborate and to, hopefully work together to make decisions to make schools better for all the children in District 20 and for the city at large. So just to introduce myself really quick, for those of you that have not yet met me, my name is Perry Stein. I work at the Office of District Planning on the Brooklyn team. And in my role as a planner, I've worked in District 20 for about a year now, just over a year. And prior to that, I worked at the Office of Student Enrollment on the outreach team. And then, I've been at the DOE for about 5 years now. So I'm really passionate about education and about educational equity in public schools. So really excited to be with you all tonight. Really appreciate the introductions and thank you all for your participation. And, hope you all will continue to participate at this meeting and in future meetings because we're really interested in hearing your input and your feedback and, using that to inform our work. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen once more and go over a quick PowerPoint presentation that details the work of our office. So we went through the agenda, we did our introductions, and now we're going to do a quick overview of the Office of District Planning. So for some of you that have worked with our office already, this will be a little review, but for those of you that are new to the council, who have not yet seen this presentation, I hope it is helpful in understanding our office's work. So the Office of District Planning is committed to supporting students, schools, and communities throughout New York City, and we're focused on a few different goals. So partnering with communities to identify and address needs and priorities through the district planning process. So that's what we're really hoping to start tonight and continue in our upcoming meetings. Increasing access to quality schools and programs through the opening of new and expanded options. This is something that we're going to be discussing a lot in District 20 as there are many new capacities on the horizon in 2024 that we're excited to talk through with you all and really interested in getting all of your input in upcoming meetings on how we can best use these sites to meet district needs. And then improving learning conditions for students by addressing overutilization and school sustainability and partnering with school communities and the School Construction Authority to plan for new capacities. So that is, another item that's super key to District 20, as District 20 is one of the most crowded districts in New York City still, with a lot of schools that are in overutilized buildings. So we're, really set on working with the SCA, the School Construction Authority, to meet those needs in the district. So how do we meet those needs? So at the Office of District Planning, we have a few different levers that we can pull in order to meet district needs. And a lot of these levers are going to be relevant in District 20, and some of them aren't, based on the unique needs of the district. So we have levers that are related to basically 2 Chancellor's regulations that govern our work. So Chancellor's Regulation A185 governs rezonings and unzonings. And those are, those are 2 items that are voted on. So if we were to pursue a rezoning or an unzoning, those would be voted on by the CEC. The CEC is the voting body for those types of proposals. And then we also do proposals related to Chancellor's Regulation A190. And Chancellor's Regulation A190 governs significant changes to school utilization. So these could be school mergers, school closures, and those in particular are not, of particular interest in District 20 because the main need is creating more space for students, and mergers and closures limit the space for students. And in District 20, what we're much more likely to pursue is establishing new schools. So for example, our work with the School Construction Authority to identify sites that would be ideal for new schools, and then, to pursue, an extensive process with the School Construction Authority in order to, create those schools, build the schools, and work with you all to identify how those schools can best be used to meet the most pressing needs in the district. So this is kind of an expansive list of the work that our office engages in. And like I said, some of this is, more relevant to some districts than others based on the specific needs of the district. And, I know some people are, more visual learners. So this is kind of a visual representation of our office's annual planning cycle. So as you can see, this is like a circle where community empowerment is something that's ongoing throughout the entire process. On that right quadrant here, we see that we start that process with a needs and opportunities assessment. So that is a process where our office is identifying, based on going through data and talking with community members and superintendents and school principals, identifying the most pressing needs in a district. So part of what we're doing here tonight is we really want to hear from you all about what you feel are the most pressing needs in District 20. And that is definitely something that we use to inform our work. After that, we go through stakeholder dialogue and engagement. So, if we identify a need and we identify an opportunity to address that need, we then bring that to many different stakeholders. So for example, we have stakeholders that are other Department of Education offices, like the Office of Student Enrollment, for potentially, the Department of Early Childhood Education, depending on the proposal. And you all, as community members, as parents, are stakeholders as well. And the superintendent and the superintendent's office are stakeholders that we would engage throughout that process. And then next, we would create a scenario to address that need based on that engagement and based on the needs we've identified. And we post a proposal, or we develop and then post a proposal to meet that need. So for example, if we open a new school, that is considered a significant change to school utilization. So we would have to post a document called an educational impact statement that details exactly what would happen as a result of that proposal. And we would go through an extensive engagement process with the community around that proposal as well. And then recently I sent it to the CEC, and you also now have access to the District 20 data summary. The goal of tonight's meeting is not to go over that data summary in depth, but just wanted to go over a few questions as you do go over that data summary to kind of guide you. And these questions are questions that you can think about going over that data, and then when we ultimately meet in our larger public meeting to go over that data in depth, you can ask all the questions that you have to us regarding that data. So do students in the district have access to quality schools and programs that meet their needs? And does access vary by neighborhood or demographic? Are all schools able to offer robust, sustainable programming? What are enrollment trends like? And does the district overall have excess seats at a particular grade level? Are DOE buildings being used efficiently to meet student needs? Is there overcrowding or available space that can be used to address district needs? And in light of the impact of COVID-19, have new district needs emerged, and are any existing needs now more pressing? Or I like to add in, are potentially any needs that previously existed less pressing? You know, have any needs been alleviated by the impact of the pandemic? And lastly, just wanted to share, you know, my contact information as well as Jamie. You could always feel free to reach out to us via email if we don't ever, you know, get to a question at a CEC meeting, or if anything comes up sort of spur of the moment, you could always feel free to reach out to us via email. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and wanted to do one more kind of go around of the council members as we're really interested in hearing from you all. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, we have sort of two questions, and you could feel free to answer either or both of the questions. So the first question that we're going to ask you all is, what do you feel is the biggest need in District 20? So that could be informed by your child's experience at school or something you've observed. You know, no real parameters there. What do you feel is the biggest need in the district? And you know, the second question that we're going to ask you all to respond to, and like I said, you could choose either one or you could respond to both, is how can we best work with you all to collaborate given what you know our work is? Can we provide you with any data that we maybe haven't yet? Or is there anything that you're interested from us that could best help you all in this work? So Steve, I think it worked well the last time we started with you, and then you kind of facilitated to go around to all the council members. And just wanted to say, I am taking notes. We are really interested in what you have to say, and this really does inform our work. So appreciate any insight that you all have.
Thank you so much, Perry. Really appreciate it. And also, I'll just add, I think it's fair to say, right, that this is just the first conversation. So people shouldn't feel like this is their one and only chance to tell you guys what we think. I'm just going to share a couple quick things and then give it over to the rest of the council members. I think a need, and that I'd really like to explore, is expanding more G&T programs than has currently been offered by the chancellor. We appreciate the expansion of one additional program. We think it's great, but potentially is there a need for programs in other parts of the district? I also think we need more capacity in the in the eastern part of the district. We've got, as you guys know, there's a lot of new capacity coming online in the Bay Ridge area. And we recently had new capacity in South Sunset Park. If you look at Eastern District 20, the schools there are relatively more overcrowded. And I think on the SCA, I think that's the only region that they don't have any currently cited projects for. And I'm sure potentially there's some difficult real estate issues there. But again, those are my two needs. And then working with you guys, one thing I've always been curious about, is there a way to get data on sort of the average distance families have to travel to their school within the district? And it would be really interesting if that was available. I don't know. It seems like a tall order, but might as well put it out there. So those are just some observations from me.
Appreciate that, Stephen. Wanted to just jump in really quick because I wanted to just clarify. So appreciate all that you said, and wanted to just say really quick that we're mostly going to be listening today and taking notes, and want this really to be like a chance for you all to speak. If there's any really pressing questions, we're happy to answer those today, but we're going to take notes and then answer these questions at a subsequent meeting. So want to just clarify in case anyone's confused as to why I'm not, immediately responding to anything, but
Got it.
Just wanted to throw that in.
No worries. Thanks, Perry. Elizabeth, did you want to share?
Yeah. Okay. The first I would have been asked, my most pressing concern before this week would have been why a high number of Asian students in our district is not happy with their middle school placement or their high school placement. But keeping that in mind, I want to go over, I think what I'm going to say is about the district and now a citywide problem, the security and safety of our students in our neighborhood. that's my most pressing concern right now.
And Elizabeth, it's fine if you don't have an answer to this, but the second question, is there anything specifically that the Office of District Planning can provide to you that sort of on a collaborative basis, on a working basis? Does anything come to mind? If not, that's okay.
I feel like we should invest in programs to tell our students how to safely travel and to and from school, and what we can do with faced with adversary, because some of our students in our district don't know what to de-escalate a situation or to walk away from a situation.
Yeah, that's a tough, really, really.
Yeah, I feel like people think our district is very safe, but going around in our district and in other districts, the crime has been going like really high. So I'm really like, this is what's pressing on my heart and what's pressing on a lot of parents' heart, especially in our community where something very hard, sad happened to an Asian student, former Asian student in our community.
Right. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Marie, would you like to go next?
Hi. So I would like to second both Steve's and Elizabeth's points. So the GNT programs and the expansion thereof is definitely something that I think is a pressing need in the district. I do believe that people like District 20 schools because they are rigorous educationally, and Perry's data bears it out that in elementary schools, it's a great retention rate. People don't really change. They're happy with them. To Elizabeth's point, once we get to middle and high school, the data, is different. But I think, elementary schools are great and rigorous. And I think that, we should keep them that way and build more of them. But as to the safety, there is currently a site, a school site that is being built on the corner of Senator Street and 3rd Avenue. And it is right across from a homeless encampment. And our hands as the community have been tied. We've been going to the 68th precinct, and they were telling us that they cannot remove them because it is a public park. But today my children witnessed a robbery, a cell phone robbery that happened there as they were walking from the park, and construction workers were on site building the school. So I'm hoping maybe the Office of District Planning can also lean on 68th precinct and say that this is something that, is an unsafe site. They have been there for over a year. They play loud music, they drink, they, urinate, they defecate. Now it's right across the street from the school site. And, if we can enlist your guys' help in saying that the site right now is not safe, because my children now cannot cross on the side of the school because you guys, the district planning, you guys have constructed a scaffold, so the sidewalk is completely taken over. So now in order to get to my house, you basically have to either go all the way around, use a different block, or cross in front of the homeless encampment. And that's what they did today with the babysitter, and they witnessed a robbery. So if you can help, that would be great.
Thanks, Marie. That's really, really scary stuff. Li Ping.
Can you go next? Can I go next?
Sure, no problem. Joyce, yeah, you want us to come back to you, Li Ping?
Yes.
No problem. Joyce.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about Marie saying, but I agree you guys saying the biggest need. I see from the planning aspect, beside the academic, I think the security is most, safety is our concern too. So I think we can maybe have build more school, expand more school. Now we have cut down our kids to travel to the school distance. So maybe we'll feel because we don't feel my kids will going to middle school. So I will concern the school I choose. If I will choose the school seniors reading. Beside that, I will see how far it's from my house, the distance. It's a safety to travel because they for the middle school the kids they usually travel along. So that's why bigger concern. So choosing a school for middle school, I also concern is from the distance and what transportation they gonna choose. We need a more safety and more simple. So I think I think it's a lot of parents need right now. Besides the give talents program, and we also want a safety for our kids too. And the other question, I think we hope because I heard about Harry also working for the enrollment school, student enrollment department. So we want to middle school and the high school, we want back to the screen program. I think it will improve our quality education. So we really want to back to screen program. I think back to screen program, we also, I think, feel more safety too. Thank you.
Thanks, Joyce. Let's go to Gada.
I see the same points that you said and Elizabeth said about numbers of students in the classroom. And second thing I want to mention about the DOE programs provider for elementary school is not too much as they do in middle school, and in the same time they are not strong enough as if it's as a private level. However, it's have a good funding.
Got it. For just so I understand, can you just repeat your second point again?
I'm talking about the programs that the DOE provide for schools is not strong enough as the private schools or private programs. However, it's good founding. And it's in elementary school, it doesn't have a lot of programs. I mean, it's not too much like middle school. It doesn't have many programs.
And you mean academic or like after school programs?
Both of them, academic or activities like arts or music, something, or sport. They don't have a lot of this, and not all the school and District 20 have a difference or many programs. Some of the schools that have a program like after school, they have to pay.
Right. Okay, I understand now. And is there anything, Gada, is there anything that you think that the planning office can do to help you with the issues that you're talking about? Anything you would tell Perry and Jamie? That's their second question.
I see if they try to review the planning of programs, and because there is like schools that they have programs and some of schools doesn't have, so it's like there is no equality or chance for every child in every school, in elementary school have the same chance to have programs like academic or like and this is unfair.
Got it. I understand. Thank you, Gada.
You're welcome.
Next up, Yona, go ahead.
Okay, hello. I like that the safety topic was brought up. I remember that when we met with one principal of PS 939, safety was a major concern of that school, based on the location and based on all the people that hang out outside the school area. And one of the concerns that that principal had was also the limitations of the security, limitations of the district police officers. So I would really like to voice that concern, because even though I do not live near that area, I was really disturbed that a child my age could see, a prostitute, could see drug dealing, could see, inappropriate behavior on a daily basis. And I would love for the DOE to be able to share with us and also to come up with a better system about security, not just inside the schools, but how can you provide a safer environment for the outside perimeter of the school as well. And again, it's very concerning also what Marie shared. So I think this tags along in the same topic. One of the other things that I was a very big advocate this year was the summer program. So if that is something that this office remotely deals with, I would love for DOE in general to collaborate with parents through CECs or through whatever other means to come up with a better system for the summer program. Because once again, a lot of parents were left disappointed and with a crazy summer. Also, to help with this, I would love a little more transparency on like the different committees, like how does that work? Like it's a planning office, but like how do things actually happen? Because there are a lot of things I'm sure that go on and that need to be taken care of. So I think a little bit more transparency on how those DOE processes work will definitely help us understand a little bit better and guide us a little bit more. But again, I will echo the security issue because it is really troubling. And in 2022, in a very decent, good neighborhood of District 20, I would, it's really disturbing to see that these things are going on. So thank you.
Great. Thanks, Yona. Maya?
Hi, everyone. The things that I heard from my parents in my schools and that I connected with were, I would say, they to understand the district, there's a lot of immigrant parents who came from very rigorous educational background, but they do not have a lot of money, so they cannot send kids to private schools. They are hoping and they need to have challenging academics in public schools, and this is their hope to, for kids to climb the social ladder, so to say. So I think we owe to these parents to provide more rigorous education, to promote GNT classes, GNT programs, or just challenging academic offerings to regular public schools. And I think this is one of the things that, Steve, you highlighted. And I second the security, but I just wanted to kind of say that the parents that I connect with, and it doesn't mean that only Russian parents or only Asian parents or only Chinese parents or only Arabic parents. I don't want to go through each one, but and of course everyone else, but immigrant parents that are talking to me, they actually very concerned about the quality of academics and absence of merit-based selection for the GNT classes. So that's what I wanted to communicate.
And Maya, just quickly, is there anything that the Office of District Planning can sort of do specifically to help collaborate with you as you sit in your council seat?
To identify the needs for GNT classes, to identify what schools are, ready to accommodate GNT classes. Steve, maybe that's what they need. Then we need to have, I don't know, go over the principals and ask them where they want to have GNT classes, where the GNT classes were stopped, because there are many schools that used to have GNT classes, but not anymore. So just maybe go around and have the list together. That's what we may have. But again, that's just, I don't know if that's the right answer, but.
Yeah, if it's your answer, it's the right answer.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And Li Ping, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Steve. I think transportation safe is important. I hear some parents told me some bullying happened at transportation. And also, I want to say the quality education is very important, needed. Thank you. That's what I think.
Great. Thanks, Li Ping. I think that does it for us. ODP, back to you.
Thanks so much, Steve. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you sharing those needs with us and sharing how we could best collaborate. We were taking extensive notes, and I really do want to be respectful of time. I know that you have a calendar meeting that's about to get started. But just to give you all an idea of what comes next. So I'm going to be back in touch with Steve, who I know is also acting as AA right now, to schedule some time for us to come either in September or in the coming weeks, maybe October at the latest, to do a deep dive into District 20 data, the data summary that we've already sent around. And we're going to kind of pair that data with a lot of the notes we've taken today. Some of the needs that you mentioned are things that are, closely tied to our office's work, but many of them are not. So a lot of what we're going to be doing as well is either reaching out to you all to inform you who the best person to reach out to is, or connecting with those offices that can support with a lot of those needs that you all mentioned. So really excited to continue this work with you all going forward. Really appreciative of all of the information you all shared tonight, and looking forward to continuing this conversation in the coming weeks. So thanks everyone, and have a great night.
Thanks, Perry. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Perry.
Thank you.
And I will now make a motion to adjourn the business meeting. Is there a second?
Seconded.
And all in favor of adjourning the business meeting?
Aye.
All in favor?
Any opposed? Okay, we'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back. Let's make it 5 minutes. So a 5-minute break. We'll come back about 7:08. How does that sound?
Good.
Good. All right. See everyone back in 5 minutes.